In the legendary land of the rising sun, something new and wonderful arrived on the shores of Japan. Christ, the Son of Suns, began to rise in those lands of God. He arrived with a man named Francis Xavier, a priest from the beautiful land of the Kingdom of Navarre in Spain, with the mission to sow the seeds of love for Jesus and his mother Mary on the other side of the world. It was the year of our Lord 1549. Japan, a land full of ancient traditions, met Christ for the first time. Francis Xavier, full of the passion that characterized him as the greatest of Christ's missionaries, traveled the islands bringing with him the gospel and with it the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ. Xavier's message ignited the hearts of thousands of Japanese who were baptized. Small Christian communities began to form. It was a time of hope. The seeds of faith were sown. Churches and schools emerged. Xavier's work laid the foundation for the growth of Catholicism in Japan. The first years were not without challenges. Cultural differences sometimes led to misunderstandings. Traditional Japanese beliefs coexisted with this new faith, but the growth of Christianity continued. Xavier's journey in Japan lasted only a few years. In 1552 he left for China, hoping to continue his mission. He died on an island off the coast of China without ever seeing Japan again. But the impact of his arrival was undeniable. A spark had been lit that would not be extinguished. The 17th century brought a change of fortune for Christians in Japan. Fear and suspicion began to grow towards this foreign religion. The ruling shogunate, the Tokugawa, saw Christianity as a threat. They feared its influence, particularly its ties to European powers. In 1614, Christianity was officially banned. The persecution began. Christians were given a stark choice: to renounce their faith or face the consequences. Many refused. They chose faith over life itself. They became martyrs. Among them was a young Jesuit priest named Paul Miki. He, along with 25 companions, was crucified in Nagasaki in 1597. Their crime? Refusing to abandon their faith. Even in the face of death, Miki preached forgiveness for his executioners. His words echoed the teachings of Christ. The persecution was brutal. Thousands were killed. Some were crucified. Others were burned alive or thrown into volcanoes. Yet the faith survived, hidden in the hearts of those who refused to let it die. The ban on Christianity forced Japanese Catholics into hiding. For over 2 centuries, they practiced their faith in secret. They became known as the Kakure Kirishitan, the hidden Christians. They worshipped in secret, often in private homes. They disguised religious objects. Statues of the Virgin Mary were made to look like Buddhist figures. Prayers were whispered, passed down from generation to generation. The Virgin Mary held a special place in their hearts. She became a symbol of hope and resistance. They prayed the rosary in secret, finding comfort in their devotion. The Kakure Kirishitan faced constant danger. They risked imprisonment and death if discovered. Yet their faith endured. They kept the flame of Christianity alive during the long years of darkness. Their story is today, for Japanese Catholics, a treasure that enriches them with faith and hope. The 20th century brought a new chapter in the history of Catholicism in Japan. In 1973, in the city of Akita, something extraordinary happened. A statue of the Virgin Mary began to weep. The statue, located in a convent, belonged to a nun named Sister Agnes Sasakawa. Sister Agnes also reported seeing visions of the Virgin Mary. The events attracted widespread attention. Many believed they were witnessing a miracle. The tears from the statue were analyzed and found to be human tears. The apparitions of Our Lady of Akita, as they became known, brought renewed attention to Catholicism in Japan. In addition to the terrible messages about what will happen in the world, and especially in the church, where division among the clergy and deviations in doctrine will occur if we abandon prayer and penance. Today, Catholicism remains a minority religion in Japan, but it is a faith that has been tested by fire and has emerged stronger. The legacy of the martyrs, the hidden Christians, and the apparitions of Akita continue to inspire. The history of Catholicism in Japan is one of sacrifice, resilience, and enduring faith, which reminds us that for Christ, the most important thing is not the quantity, but the faith, perseverance, and surrender to his love. This was the Bell Tower of Vendy. Give us a like and share it. goodbye, or rather sayonara, beloved warriors in the Lord.